Alright, let's cut the BS. You clicked because you thought the girl in the thumbnail's cute, right? Well, I watched the show because the girl in the thumbnail's cute, and I like the show because it is cute. There you go. Azuki-chan is the 1995 anime adaptation of the shoujo manga of the same name, following the daily life of the likewise named titular character. Bubblegum sweet daily doses of simple, love-struck problems form the basis for this episodic 117-episode series. Our main character, 12-year-old Azusa Noyama, known by the nickname Azuki, is struck head over heels with love at first sight when she bumps into the new transfer student Yunosuke Ogasawara. The trouble is, she's not the only one, his kind personality and good looks immediately winning him a fair share of popularity, particularly with the rich and snobby rival character Yoko, though he is as adequately oblivious as one would expect of a middle school boy, or honestly just a boy in general. We're kind of retarded. Alongside Azuki's mostly inner endeavors to secure the object of her affection, any actions generally hindered by her insecurity and overly self-aware nature, we have the addition of her two close friends. The tomboyish Midori, known by the nickname Jidama, who shows little interest in petty romance, and the insanely adorable Kaoru. Look at this girl. Look at her. She just makes my heart like feel something. Kinda forgot what that was like. Hey, don't touch my daughter. If I can ever contribute as much good to society as that one goddamn giggle, I think I'll be content with everything. It's just so freaking cute. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Kaoru likes the energetic troublemaker Ken, however Ken seems to like Azuki, who is often the object of his teasing, and he also was the one to give her the nickname in the first place, much to her chagrin. This creates a nice little bit of tension, though it never gets too serious about anything. From there on develops a sequence of immensely fun, adorable antics. Well, except for the fact that you can't watch almost any of it. At the date of recording, the only bit of it you can watch subtitled is the first episode out of 117, and also a 30-minute side story titled Azuki-chan the Movie. If you do want to check this series out, I highly recommend that movie. It's an easy watch, has a satisfying ending, and is pretty self-contained, following the story of Azuki and Kaoru's Valentine's Day quest to give chocolate to their respective loves. I'm not sure quite what the release was like, considering it is only 30 minutes despite calling itself a movie in its own title, but the production, while not significantly different, is definitely better, so it's the perfect taste of the show at its absolute best. But what about those other 100-odd installments? Well, I guess you're out of luck, unless there's any translators listening. Hey, sub to the show please. For the few listening with some experience in Japanese, I would sincerely recommend it, perhaps even as a learning tool, because with the exception of some occasionally difficult to parse accents, the language used is pretty simple and straightforward, and even with my knowledge, which I wouldn't even put in the same universe as fluent, I was able to understand most of the episodes I watched. Actually, the more challenging angle was trying to understand middle school culture of 90s Japan simultaneously. I generally like how the show tends to lean more on the sincere side of things than the comedic. There's an episode about this sort of superstition of writing the name of the one you like on an eraser underneath the cover. And as Azuki tries to find out what Yunosuke wrote, she also loses her own eraser in the process, which you can guess what she wrote there. However, a glance caught at the first symbol and she plays it off as being Yuhi, meaning sunset. And the episode closes with both of them at a sunset with this nice moment as she says, "The sun is bright red, Yunosuke is bright red, and deep in her heart is bright red too." Okay, it's not quite as poetic as I meant, but I'm no translator. Another episode has them assigned to write an essay about someone they like, which Azuki misinterprets as being the person they like, whereas everyone else wrote about their parents, relatives, etc. There's also the question of who Yunosuke wrote about, but again, rather than turning the subversion of expected romantic resolution into a joke, it's a sincerely sweet moment where he tells a story of appreciation for the school's cafeteria lady, who helped his younger self come to love carrots, milk, and other vegetables also, and who he credits for helping him grow into the healthy young man he is today. It's a genuine moment that really sells you on exactly why our main character is so immediately compelled by this kind lad. It's just so sweet. I really do wish more of the show was translated because I think plenty of people could enjoy this. Perhaps the length is a little off-putting, but honestly I could easily see myself finishing it, throwing an episode on here and there whenever I need a little pick-me-up. The show kinda reminds me of Peanuts, actually. It's got that chill, down-tempo vibe, flatter colors, and more spherical dot-eyed character designs. Shout out to Dot Eyes, by the way, for being the best. No argument. Even the cast has a few parallels, the self-conscious, ever-failing, and ever-trying Charlie Brown lining up quite well to the timid Azuki, the tomboyish Peppermint Patty with the similarly so Midori, the saddest snobs, Lucy and Yoko. Obviously, it's not direct, but it definitely gives me a similar feeling in a really good kind of way. Produced by Madhouse, it is absolutely delightful to look at, the soft color palette and simple designs lending themselves well to the comfy feeling the show evokes. It was directed by now former Madhouse member Masayuki Kojima, who worked at the studio in the 90s up until he left to join Kinema Citrus in 2011. He's directed Master Keaton, Monster, and Made in Abyss, among others, with storyboarding credits for anime like Hajime no Ippo, Technolize, Revue Starlight, and a lot more. It doesn't seem like he necessarily has the classic tells of more well-recognized directors, but on the basis of the general quality from a production standpoint of his work that I myself have seen, he seems undeniably skilled in that department. At least in Azuki-chan, there's quite a bit of interesting framing, often showing the characters from farther distances with a wide variety of angles, which helps make the setting feel more vivid and lived in. The voice cast is pretty strong too. Azuki's voiced by Yukana Nogami, the voice of C2, and Mei-ling from Cardcaptor Sakura. Kaoru is voiced by the Japanese voice actor for Amy Rose, Chypre from Hardcatch Precure, and apparently is also the Japanese dub voice for Mackie Simpson.
Azuki-chan, もしかして また一緒のクラスになれてよかったね。緑のペンで書くんでしょ?
The tomboy Jinama is adequately voiced by the king of tomboys, or, well, just boys, Rika Matsumoto, the lady behind Gone and Ash.
何あれ、セクハラよ、セクハラ!
As a Madhouse production, there's also a decent amount of cool names attached to it in one way or another, like in this corner the world director Sunao Katabuchi directing and storyboarding 13 episodes. Also, apparently Yoshiaki Kawajiri worked on character design for this show? What? And Rintaro directed the OP. I do hope you enjoyed stopping by the world of Azuki-chan for a few, and again, if anything, I highly recommend checking out that 30-minute movie. It's well all on its own, and exactly the kind of kind-hearted fun I think we could all use a little of right now. It's down to earth, but still positive, bubbling with hopefulness and childlike imagination. And seeing them fret over the simple problems of adolescence is a refreshing change of pace from the heavier issues all around us at the moment, and a welcome reminder to always keep things in perspective. Enjoy the journey, relish the moment, appreciate your friends, and look at how cute this all is, like holy shit. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider supporting me on Patreon like all of the lovely folks on screen now. I also have started regularly streaming on Twitch, so check me out there at twitch.tv/corsname-is-too-short. That's Core's name is too short. I stream everything from art, Q&A, video games editing, and much more, so shoot me a follow and stop by if you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.